Hey guys, I am so excited to share another very practical exercise with you today that I call a self forgiveness exercise. I am doing some research and I recently learned through my research that studies show that some of the most detrimental effects of our suppressed anger are actually coming from our suppressed anger at ourselves. And that is actually more linked to symptoms of PTSD than suppressed anger at other people. So, very interesting stuff. So, that's why it's really important for us to forgive ourselves. And that is easier said than done. If we are just forgiving ourselves in our heads, in our minds, it's not really going to take root. It's not really going to work. And we're not really going to be free. We're not going to be released. And that is really ultimately the goal, that we bodily, somatically, thoroughly forgive ourselves and release ourselves. So I want to talk you through an exercise that I do with my clients, that I do with myself as well, into how we can forgive ourselves thoroughly and completely. So I want to warn you that the effects of doing this exercise for yourself might result in fewer migraines, fewer headaches, less bodily tension, better sleep, and fewer digestive disorders, among other things. So be prepared to feel better if this is something you need to do. And I think most humans do. So I'm going to give myself as the example here. And I'm going to imagine that I am experiencing regret for some period in my life when I was in a former relationship with someone who was pretty abusive and toxic, and that I just really refused to end that relationship. And I wasted, in my mind, years of my life trying to please that person, trying to make them happy, betraying myself in the process, all of that. And let's say that I just can't quite forgive. What a schmuck I was to stay in that relationship with that person for so long. And a lot of times when we can't forgive ourselves, it will affect our sleep. We'll find ourselves kind of ruminating about these things, things we wish we would have said and done. It also might come up when we're triggered, when we're watching a movie with a character that reminds us or reminds us of, something about that situation, maybe the other person. So I am going to start this exercise by closing my eyes and imagining I am speaking to that version of me. Let's say it was 10 years ago. So I am looking at younger Bronwyn from 10 years ago. And I'm looking her in the eyes and I say to her, younger Bronwyn, I so want to hate you right now. I can't believe what a fool you are. And I can't believe how easily and how readily you betrayed yourself in that relationship. I can't believe how long you stayed in that relationship and how you just were blind to all those red flags. Honestly, younger Bronwyn, I'm disgusted with you. But that said, I do know you pretty well, younger Bronwyn, and I can also take into account everything else I know about you and how you were conditioned from your very early childhood to make people happy and to feel responsible for their feelings. I see how, because of this, you learned that you didn't matter, your feelings didn't matter, and that your job was just to twist yourself into a pretzel in order to please others. I see how blind you are to toxic people, including our parents, and how chronically you second guess yourself. I see all this and I can take all this into account and I can forgive you because you honestly just didn't know better. So I forgive you, younger Bronwyn. And now we are going to be a team collaborating together to have a healthy skepticism of people, to trust ourselves, and keep our eyes open. We have each other now, and we are going to be savvy. Younger Bronwyn, I know that you think we wasted all those years with that person, but I need you to see what I see now. You and I together are a tree, and we are starting to flourish, tall and mighty. But when you're a tree, things are a little different because nothing is wasted. Instead, everything that doesn't last becomes compost for our roots. And we are going to grow our roots deep into that rich, nutrient dense soil, learning from our past mistakes. And we're the wiser for it. All that nutrient rich soil is going to allow our roots to grow so deep, which is going to sustain us so we can grow big and tall and mighty and stretch our branches out wide and ascend high into the heavens. We are going to produce the most beautiful shade for so many people with our leaves and our branches. We are going to provide habitat for thousands of little critters like beneficial insects and birds, as well as beautiful flowers and ultimately delicious fruit. So, younger Bronwyn, nothing is wasted. It all goes to good use. And we can celebrate that we survived that time, that long, dark winter. And now it's spring. Let's enjoy the sunlight on our branches, on our leaves, and let's celebrate that we've arrived in this new season and the fruit that is yet to come. So, guys, that is an example of something I really want to encourage you to do for yourself when you find yourself ruminating about the past, regretting the past, and getting stuck. And we can forgive ourselves so we can flourish. Let's do it together, you guys. Today is a new day. It's a new season. Thanks for listening today. Please share this with a friend or two. Please subscribe to this podcast if you haven't already, and give me a 5-star review if you think I deserve it. I would love for other people to know about this podcast. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.